Hey guys, it's Neil B from BMT, and we are here at the Drama Desk Awards at LaGuardia High School. We're keeping our fingers crossed for some great celebrity sightings and to see the best of Broadway and off. We are here with the phenomenal Anne Hathaway, and first of all, I want to say congratulations tonight. A 12th night has been on buzz. It really is such a great show, and it must be fantastic for you to be here.
Well, it's wonderful. You know, I mean, I didn't actually realize that any of us were eligible for any awards when we were doing it at the Delacorte last summer, and so it was a real surprise on nomination morning. I had no idea that was going to happen, but I'm so happy for Hamish, and it's a wonderful way to revisit a lot of memories.
And I was going to say, too, the audience, it must be amazing to be in that theater and see the people that have camped out for nights and, you know, who really, really love it. It must really bring that New York theater full circle to you.
It was so humbling and gratifying. I mean, it's one thing when people, you know, have to like go online to buy tickets and, you know, they sell out quickly, but this was people actually had to give us their time, and in this world that's really the thing that's I think was so valuable and so hard to come by, and I couldn't believe that so many people did that for us, and it gave us, I think, a little extra incentive every night to go out there and give a great show.
Perfect. And our last question is, we're asking everyone their favorite, or actually their first off-Broadway or Broadway show, and really how it affected you as an actress.
Seeing one or appearing in one?
Seeing one.
Seeing one. Oh, wow. Well, I remember the first show that really, really slew me was The Secret Garden, and that was because I so desperately wanted to play Mary Lennox. I was a very precocious child, and I just remember I loved the book, and seeing it brought to life on stage in that way was so magical, and the score is so beautiful, and it just really stayed with me, and I loved all the different generations that were able to be in the show in a very whole way. It was the first time I remember seeing a role that was a real person that was written for a child, and that meant a lot to me.
Perfect. Well, it's a pleasure, like always, to have you here. Thank you so much. And this is Neil from BMT. We are here with Montego Glover, who's amazing in Memphis. Congratulations on your nomination. Really, I'm so excited. So how does it feel to be here in this just beautiful place for the Drama Desk Awards?
Well, it's exhilarating. I mean, you work so hard and so long on a piece, and you have the opportunity to share the hard work you've been putting out there, and here we are. I've been recognized by people in my industry for the work that I've done. It's exhilarating.
And I was going to say, the show is so great. How do you all keep that energy up each night? And really, I mean, it's just amazing, the voices.
Well, you know, we've worked so hard on it. So every single stitch of that show, we've worked blood, tooth, you know, nails to make happen and make right. So every single second is a celebration because we've worked hard to get every single one of them.
Great. And our last question is, we've been asking people your first Broadway or off-Broadway show that you saw.
My goodness, the first off-Broadway show that I saw, honestly, was Annie, like 100 years ago.
Mine was Cats, so. Great. Well, congratulations so much. It's a real pleasure to meet you.
Thank you. Likewise.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Thank you. So we are here with the amazing John Tartaglia. And John, you've done it all. You've been in television, you've been in theater. So how great does it feel to be here tonight?
It feels amazing. You know, I was just saying that the Drama Desk Awards are kind of the best acknowledgement and the highest honor that an off-Broadway show can get. So the fact that our little show is being acknowledged is really kind of overwhelming for us. You know, it's so exciting, and who would have known, you know?
Exactly. And tell us a little bit more about it, because, I mean, it's so great, and it really has such great messages. So
Thank you. Well, the show's called Imaginocean, and I developed it here with Michael Lewis and Philip Katz, and it's a 15-minute children's musical that uses glow-in-the-dark puppetry to tell the story, basically. And it features original music and a lot of interactive effects, and it's kind of, you know, what we're saying is that it's kind of the perfect first show for kids. They're maybe a little too young for a 2.5-hour Broadway show, but it's a great first starting show for kids.
And that's what I really like, too. You're really exposing younger kids to such things that really, such culture, and that's a great thing. And my last question is, we're asking everyone, what was your first Broadway or off-Broadway show?
My very first Broadway show, I believe, I could be wrong, was The Sound of Music. And I just remember being mesmerized by everything live in front of me, and the fact that they were actually there, you know. Like, I think I kept asking my mom, like, is it real? You know, which is why I think it's so special to be able to do something for kids now, because I'm hoping that they have the same kind of, you know, being as mesmerized as I was by it.
Great. Well, thank you. We appreciate it. And congratulations to all of you.
Thank you. Enjoy the rest
Keep
of
my
the
fingers
night.
crossed.
Bye.
Bye. We're here with the amazing Jesse L. Martin. And we're asking everyone, I love you, first of all. Rent, everything, Law and Order, a big fan. And we're asking everyone, first of all, since we're here at the Drama Desk Awards, their favorite, actually their first time in the theater. What was your first time in either off-Broadway or Broadway show, and how did it really affect you?
I would have to say the first Broadway show that I saw when I came to New York was Fences, actually, which is kind of ironic because it shows up for an award this year, with James L. Jones, of course. And I remember I was a student at NYU, and the show was over. Everybody had left. The only people left there were the women that wear the little doilies, you know, the ushers. Yes. And I was just sitting there, like, tears streaming down my face, like, I don't think I'm actually going to ever see anything better than that. Literally the best theater experience I've had, you know. So that was my first.
And it stayed with you.
Yes,
So there you go.
Yes, it did.
So great. We appreciate you being with us. And this is Neil from BMT. We are here with Boyd Gaines, and of course from Gypsy, are absolutely amazing. How does it feel to be here tonight as a presenter?
It's great. It's really kind of swell not being nominated. I don't have to. I pressure's off. I don't. You know. You don't have. I mean, the hard part about these things is not so much that you won't get called. It's that little bit of terror that they might call your name, and then you have to get up and think of something hopefully. Not only pleasant but memorable, or and at the very least not embarrassing.
Right, exactly.
So not having to do that is it's a great relief. I think I say, and the Drama Desk goes to. I think that's right. That's right.
Awesome.
So.
Also, we're talking tonight about people's favorite shows and their first shows that they've seen on Broadway and off Broadway. So, what was your first Broadway or off Broadway show you saw?
The very first Broadway show I saw was Equus. And I saw it I saw it several times. It's ironic because my wife is doing a production with Alec Baldwin out in the Hamptons. And she's, in fact, that's where she is now. She drove out to East Hampton today. But that was the first show I saw. I saw it with Anthony Perkins and Marion Seldes and Franny Sternhagen and Tommy Hulse, our producer of American Idiot this year. It was quite memorable. And I remember, and I ended up seeing it several times. Just because Marion was in it and I went to Juilliard, and so we used to get free tickets. So I got to see Richard Burton twice. That was cool.
Lucky.
Yeah, that was cool.
Excellent. Well, we appreciate it. Thank you so much.
You're most welcome. Have a fun evening.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
And this is Neil from BMT. Hey guys, I hope you had fun watching the best of Broadway and off Broadway. Remember, always come back to BMT for more.